What is up, guys? We are doing a team builder today. We are going to make an OU team focused around your boy Gengar, because Gengar's a monster, and we are going to make an OU team with him as our main man. I am here with my buddy Killian, aka Kalen Drake or some nonsense like that. Link to his channel is in the description below. Say hi.
Hello.
That was one hell of a way to say hi. I gotta start saying halo now.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Solid. See, now that's normal. Well done.
Alright.
Okay, so I'm in the team builder. I've got the Gengar up. Obviously, he's got Levitate because, well, he doesn't get any other abilities. How crazy would it be if Gengar got some nonsense ability other than Levitate? Like, Levitate's already solid, but imagine if he got... Yo, Gengar with Wonder Guard? Let's do it.
You can do that with Hakamon.
Yeah, you can do that with Hackmons, but let's not. I'd give Pokemon with one weakness fucking Wonder Guard. No. I'd give Electros Wonder Guard.
So I like to do this stupid thing, and I like to give Gengar Spell Tag.
Spell Tag?
Yeah, it raises...
Just to have the Ghost type moves go up?
Yep. But
see, I prefer either Scarfed or Specs Gengar.
Scarf.
Or even bulky Black Sludge, but that's not that great.
No, it's not.
But I'm gonna put Specs on this thing.
Okay. Let's go with Specs.
I'm gonna give it Sludge Bomb because 30% chance to poison is super nice. I'm gonna give it Shadow Ball because stab. Or do you want to make this a physical Gengar just to be stupid?
No, don't. No, never physical. Never physical.
Physical Gengar is bad.
Completely.
Alright, what kind of coverage do we want to give this thing? Because it gets a lot of amazing stuff. Like, it gets Dazzling Gleam, it gets Energy Ball, it gets Focus Blast, it even gets Giga Drain if you want to be really cheeky.
I usually keep with Toxic, always Toxic on
no, but
Gengar.
it's Choice Specs here, so we want to give it nothing but attacking moves. Because Choice Specs locks you into a certain move.
Oh yeah, I remember why you... Okay, so I do Shadow Ball usually, because Shadow Ball is just an epic...
I've got Shadow Ball and Sludge Bomb because they're stab. So you gotta have Shadow Ball and Sludge Bomb.
Alright.
But it gets so much.
Hmm.
We could give it Trick, because choiced with Trick is not a bad thing to do. Because you can trick the specs onto a physical attacker, so it's choiced into a move, and then can't take advantage of having the specs in the first place.
Yeah.
That being said, I really like to give my choiced Gengar coverage instead of being cheeky with it. Like, if we're going to try and take this seriously, we should give it, like, Thunderbolt and Psychic, or, like, Energy Ball, or, like, those kind of things.
Yeah, we already have a Poison move and a Ghost move on here.
Yeah.
Did you do Shadow Ball or no?
Yeah, I did Shadow Ball, yeah.
Alright, so we should add a bunch of different types of moves.
Exactly, and we've got 2 slots left, which is the issue. He gets so many amazing moves, but he's got only 2 more slots to really make use of them.
Mm-hmm. Focus Blast. We could give him Focus Blast.
Yeah, Focus Blast is one of the things that I actually like to put on my Gengars. At the same time, Focus Blast on Gengar is... You can do better when it comes to accuracy, you know?
Yeah, you can.
Like, you've already got specs, you don't necessarily need the 120 base power. So, I'm almost thinking... Well, you know what? I think we should come back to Gengar after the fact.
Alright, so
we'll decide what else we want to do, and then choose what coverage we want on him.
Hell yeah.
Alright, so for me, what I like to do when I team build is I like to put Pokemon on a team that cover the weaknesses Gengar has, like my main Pokemon has. So Gengar's weaknesses are
Psychic.
Fairy, Psychic, not Ground because he's levitating.
Dark.
Dark.
Ghost.
So Fairy, Psychic, Dark,
Ghost.
and Ghost. Okay, well I already know one typing that helps a lot with that. Dark will cover everything except for Psychic, or except for Fairy at that point.
Yep.
I
like to go with Honchkrow for Dark.
You want Honchkrow?
Honchkrow with Swagger. Oh no, it's an OU team. Ugh.
Yeah. I was thinking Bisharp.
Ooh.
Because it doesn't have the Fairy weakness because it's a Steel type.
That's true.
And it's got the Dark typing, so it resists all that shit that Gengar does not. And it has 2 immunities, which is super nice.
Yep. I like Gengar's immunities too. His
Gengar
immunities
has 3 fighting, normal, and ground.
That's crazy. So what do you want to put on Bisharp?
I'm thinking Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch?
Because stab, physical attacking, dark type move, 80 base power that gets priority. I usually run my Bisharps pretty normal, but in this case, since we're using it almost exclusively physically defensive, I'm thinking we should have some different kind of stuff. Like we have Sucker Punch, maybe knockoff as well, just tech knockoff. Maybe I don't mind making Bisharp our Stealth Rocker.
Stealth Rocker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Stealth Rock's toxic.
Should we do that, or should we get a specific set of Pokemon?
Defense? It gets Iron Defense too.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Iron Defense is not a great move, mind you, because everybody who switches into Bisharp isn't going to hit you with a physical attacking move.
Yeah. So should we do? Should we put Stealth Rock on Bisharp, or should we go to another Pokemon for all our setups?
No, you don't necessarily need that. Because opening with a Pokemon that gets priority and Stealth Rocks is really nice. So I'm thinking Stealth Rocks on this thing would work. Because we're trying to build this team. We don't necessarily need to go with traditional sets here. We can build this team based on what we need, you know? And if Bisharp gets Stealth Rocks, why not, you know?
Iron Head?
I'm thinking Iron Head knockoff.
And knockoff?
Yeah, I know he already has a physical.
So we keep Sucker Punch on there.
Yeah, but that's just because it's priority, and knockoff is for knocking off items mostly. All right, what I'm gonna do for EVs is I'm gonna give it
all the way physical attack.
All the way physical attack, but I'm gonna put the plus in defense. And I'm going to do all the way up in HP as well.
HP?
Yeah,
okay.
252 HP, 252 attack, Impish Nature, 6 in special defense.
Impish Nature.
The best part, though, his 4 times weakness is covered by Gengar's immunity.
Yep.
So at this point, we just need to cover Fairy, which we can do with, like, a Fire type.
Mm-hmm.
And I already have a Fire type in mind you.
What item should we put on him?
I was thinking Leftovers, but this thing's physically defensive, so I'm almost thinking Rocky Helmet.
I like that.
Like, he doesn't have recovery now, but I don't necessarily mind that. And I'm gonna get...
Huh.
Do we give it Defiant? Do we give it Inner Focus since it's bulky? I'm thinking we leave it Defiant on it.
Yep. Yeah, I like Defiance.
Okay. Now, we definitely want a Fire type, and we don't have a Mega.
Mega Charizard?
I'm thinking Megazard Y.
Mainly because
Nah.
No, we already have a physical attacker.
Yeah, never mind about that, actually.
Yeah.
I definitely want a Fire type on this team. I'm just not sure which one. T-Flame isn't bulky enough. Volcania, wait a minute.
Volcania is a great Pokemon. I was just looking at that one.
He's got some pretty decent physical defense as well. I kind of want a specially defensive Pokemon, though. We could run specially defensive. Actually, you know what? We don't actually need a Fire type. Not necessarily. Because if we have anything that resists Fairy, we're fine.
You know what? Let's add a Rattata to this.
Let's not do that.
Let's not do that. Rattata with Endeavor.
No, I'm not trying to be too cheeky. Like, that's really, really cheeky.
Bring him all the way down to 1 health.
Could have had a Ferrothorn, and I do love Ferrothorn, but what resists Fairy? Does Poison resist Fairy?
I don't think so.
I know Water doesn't either. Shit. There's nothing in OU that has enough bulk to fit what I'm trying to do. that resists Fairy. Not on the special side, anyway. I want a specially defensive Pokemon that resists Fairy.
What special defensive Pokemon resists Fairy type moves?
Venusaur does. That gives us a bit of a fire weakness, but...
Looking up the Titans. Here's the roster for the Titans.
What?
It brought up the roster for the Titans.
Why
but
did
no,
it do that?
Venusaur is definitely an amazing Pokemon. I know the perfect setup for Venusaur.
Yeah.
It
I'm considering a couple of other things as well.
Alright. But it has to be a Mega if you're going to want Venusaur.
Yeah, no, if we're gonna put Venusaur, it's gonna be Mega, don't worry about that. We could go Victini.
Victini's a great Pokemon.
Man, I wouldn't mind... You know what else I wouldn't mind? Something that 4 times resists Fairy, Heatran with Air Balloon. It'll give us kind of a ground weakness, but we've got an immunity to that as well.
Yep. So they bring out a ground Pokemon, just switch to Gengar.
Yeah, it's gonna be all about anticipation at that point. So I don't mind having 2 Pokemon weak to ground. And I love... There's a Heatran set that I love to run, where I give it Assault Vest and make it super specially defensive. And I give it Flash Fire, so it's immune to fire as well, which covers one of Bisharp's major weaknesses. So we've got pretty much every weakness covered now.
Okay, so definitely a Heatran.
Yeah. I always name him No Ground, please.
What do you name him?
No Ground, please.
No Ground.
Because he doesn't like ground-type moves. And I'm making him Assault Vest, so... And Assault Vest means you can't put anything other than special attacks on it. But I always give it Ancient Power for potential boosts.
Yep.
I always give it Earth Power. I give it Flamethrower because there's no reason really to run anything other than Flamethrower. Unless you want, like, Fire Blast. Or Eruption, maybe, if you're really going for burns.
If it comes to a Pokemon with thick fat, we're gonna need something stronger than Flamethrower, though.
Yeah, thick fat Pokemon I'm not too worried about. In all honesty, because we'll probably end up giving Gengar Psychic. So we don't have to worry about Venusaur. Because what's Venusaur going to do to a poison type? It only ever runs Sludge Bomb and Giga Drain.
Yeah.
So we Psychic it and we 2-shot it, guaranteed. Especially Specs. Especially when we're Specs. So I'm going to put Psychic on Gengar as well. Flamethrower and Flash. I'm putting Flash Cannon on Heatran. And not HP, we're going to give it to Special Defense. We're going to make this thing dedicated Special Defense. Give the plus to Special Defense. I made Heatran Calm.
Special Attack all the way up to?
Special Attack, Special Defense all the way up. And I put the rest in Defense, just for the sake of it. 6 in Defense.
Alright, I like this setup. Yeah, this is a good setup for Heatran.
Oh, by the way, Gengar's going to be 252 Special Attack, 252 Speed, Timid Nature.
That's usually how I have Gengar.
Yeah.
Always go up with attacking speed. He's a sweeper.
Now, we've got our special tank, we've got our physical tank, we've got the thing that covers a shit ton of immunities. What we need is a kind of a bulky pivot that takes care of another one of the weaknesses that we have. Because I always like to have one bulky pivot and one what's it called? Really strong attacking pivot. Fast attacking pivot.
Lucario.
He's not really that fast. And I don't... Yeah. Does he have a pivot move?
Dark
like U-turn or Volt Switch?
I don't think... Hold on. I don't think he has Volt Switch.
Yeah. So I'm thinking...
Gengar's really fast.
Gengar is very fast, yeah.
Darkrai is fast.
So I'm thinking... What's it called? Rotom Wash really fits this team well. Rotom Wash fits every team. But in this case, I think it fits this team even better.
Normal Rotom or Rotom Wash?
Rotom Wash. Rotom Wash.
100%? Rotom Wash it is.
And I'm making this thing bulky as shit.
Alright,
Switch, Thunderbolt, Hydro Pump, Will-O-Wisp.
If we're gonna do, we should do Thunder with Rain Dance. That's what I usually do, at least.
Oh, was Rotom Wash?
Yep.
That's not. I never do that, to be honest with you.
No?
No, I usually go pretty standard with Rotom because it just works so well. Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, Hydro Pump, Will-O-Wisp with Citrus Berry.
Hydro Pump, I definitely agree with. Will-O-Wisp. I like Will-O-Wisp, but I prefer Toxic.
Will-O-Wisp has less things that are immune to it.
Mm-hmm.
Toxic has 2 types that can be potentially immune. Poison and Steel. Will-O-Wisp, only fire types are immune to it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm liking this setup.
And the thing is, Rotom Wash is never going to have a fire type switch into it, so Will-O-Wisp is usually a safe move.
What do you want to put on him? What type of item?
248 HP, 252 special attack, modest nature, 10 speed.
Special attack. Alright. Yep. Rotom set.
I also named my Rotoms Kenmore.
Kenmore?
Yep. Don't judge me.
That's right. You gotta name Gengar Shadow, though. Rest
I
in
can do
peace,
that.
Shadow. From every Pokemon game I've ever had. And he has to be shiny. I've wasted so much time getting a shiny Gengar. It's not even
I don't know.
funny.
Shiny Gengar is just, it's not my favorite.
He's really dark.
That's literally it. He's just darker. But I'll make him shiny. That's fine.
Yes, I love you. Don't worry.
We can give him Giga Drain for recovery as well.
Giga Drain?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should.
Although it doesn't really help cover any of his weaknesses, I don't necessarily mind it.
Gengar.
Yeah, actually, you know what? No, I'm going to give him Dazzling Gleam. Dazzling Gleam covers more weaknesses.
Yeah.
So that'll finish off the Gengar.
And what was the 4th move? I have Sludge Bomb, Shadow Ball, Dazzling Gleam.
Oh, Psychic. I gave it Psychic.
A Psychic. Yep. So we have a Fairy type, Psychic, Poison, and Ghost type. And then
Speaking of fighting types.
we need a fighting type, don't we?
Yes, we do. I'm thinking Mega Heracross.
Heracross?
Yeah, Mega Heracross specifically. I am open to suggestion though, because he's not necessary. Like, Mega Lopunny's in this tier, Keldeo is in this tier, Mega Metacam is in this tier. There's a lot of really good fighting types. Which one?
I'm gonna say you're gonna really want a Stonewall, like a last choice defensive Pokemon.
No, we've got enough defensive Pokemon. You don't want too much bulk.
Mm-hmm.
What we really need is a physical sweeper with U-turn.
Oh yeah, we do. So yeah, Mega Heracross.
Yeah, Mega Pinsir exists to do the same thing though.
Which do you think is better?
I'm preferential to Mega Heracross. Because of skill link. Like, if you can get like a baton pass, if you could baton pass some speed to it, it's amazing. But we don't really. We'd only have 2 fire weaknesses. But that 4 times weakness is an issue, especially since it shares something with another physical Pokemon we have.
Yep.
So we need what I think we need is a physical sweeper that's also a pivot and a backup physical sweeper at this point. Because we've got a special sweeper and a backup special sweeper along with a special tank already set up. Along with a special Pokemon that's like mixed tank.
Why don't we get a Fairy type?
Yeah. We
I
can have a
never
Fairy
really
type.
messed with Fairy type Pokemon, but there's this one Pokemon that's just really amazing, and it could swoop through any amount of Pokemon like it's nothing.
Which one?
I'm trying to figure that
Mega
out.
Deontay, Mega Gardevoir.
It has Belly Drum. That's what I remember.
Oh, Azumarill. You're talking about Azumarill.
No.
What?
Not Azumarill.
Azumarill is a Fairy type of Belly Drum.
I know, but it's another one. It's really ugly looking.
Really?
Yeah, it's just pure fairy. Let me try and...
Clefairy?
No, not Clefairy. It's really, really ugly. Is this it? Yep, this is it. It's Slurp.
Slurpuff. Ew. Slurpuff's not in this tier. Slurpuff is
Oh.
not in the tier. Thing
God
is,
damn it.
Azumarill does the same thing Slurpuff does, only better. But I don't want another water type.
Yeah. Because I'm in love with the Belly Drum, and then the Drain Punch.
I feel that. I think it's Draining Kiss as well, which is really solid.
Yep.
But like we don't need it. In all honesty.
No, we don't.
Honestly, all we need is something with U-turn at this point. That's literally it.
Okay. Well, we still got one more slot. I'm saying a Ditto. Or a Magic
Wait, what did we put in our
Rock
fifth slot? Hold up.
We have Gengar, Bisharp, No Ground Please, and then Kenmore, and Slurpuff. I mean, not Slurpuff.
To be perfectly honest.
No Azumarill?
No.
Alright, so what's our fifth choice?
I wouldn't mind Talonflame. To be perfectly honest, I would not mind Talonflame.
Talonflame is a great Pokemon.
That's two fire types, but that's a little less of a problem than two water types. Because fire isn't meant to be defensive anyway. So I want to give it, obviously its ability is going to be Gale Wings, because fucking of course. And I want to give it Life Orb. This is the set I like to run on this thing.
Definitely Life Orb.
Physically sweepy. Physically attacking.
So physical attack all the way up, and then...
Yeah. Max speed, max attack, adamant nature.
Adamant.
With U-turn, Flare Blitz, Brave Bird, and Roost.
Brave Bird, Roost, yes. And what was that last move?
Roost.
I got Roost.
Oh.
Before that.
Brave Bird?
Before that.
Flare Blitz.
Flare Blitz. I never used Flare Blitz before.
It's basically Brave Bird, but fucking, what's it called? Fire type.
Yep. I like it. Alright, we got max speed and attack. We have 351 speed on this thing.
Yeah, it's gonna have 351 speed. It actually outspeeds Gengar.
It does.
Without having a timid nature. Or not a timid nature, a jolly nature. You kind of have to make it adamant though, because even though it's got super strong moves, its base attack is only 81.
Yep, and we want to one-shot everything.
Yeah. Fun fact: Ninjask has a higher base attack and base speed than Talonflame, but because its typing is astronomically worse, and its ability is astronomically worse, it is nowhere near as high a tier. Which I think is bullshit because Ninjask is my favorite Pokemon.
It is bullshit.
I love Ninjask. I love Ninjask in so many ways. I wish it got Brave Bird. If it got Brave Bird, it'd probably be viable, but it only gets Aerial Ace for physical stat.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
I love Ninjask. Where's my Ninjask plush?
Well, we have one more slot. You want to add Ninjask?
Ninjask plush. No, he's not good enough for OU. He, honest to God, is not good enough for OU. I kind of want to add Breloom.
Who?
Breloom.
Breloom?
Yeah. Another
How do you
physical
spell that?
attacker. He's another physical attacker. He gets fighting type moves and he gets grass type moves, which we don't have yet.
So, Rayloom?
Breloom.
How do you spell that?
Breloom.
Oh, yeah, I know this one. Okay.
This thing's actually a monster.
Yep.
Focus Sash Breloom.
Focus Sashed.
Give it Technician, give it Mach Punch, give it Bullet Seed. Oops. Potentially Drain Punch even.
Drain Punch?
Yeah.
I like Drain Punch. Bullet Seed is definitely an amazing move when it comes to, like, Rock-type Pokemon.
Yeah.
Especially if they're stupid enough to keep their Rock-type Pokemon out there.
And especially since we're using Technician on Breloom, which increases the base power of Bullet Seed. Like, Bullet Seed's base power is only 25 without Technician, but with Technician it goes up to, I think, like 45 to 50.
Yeah, that's like insta-kill for rock Pokemon.
And it hits at least
And
twice,
ground.
so it's at least like 90 base power, physical attacking move. Potentially more if it hits more than twice.
I like
Mach
it.
Punch gets the Technician boost and gets priority. I'm thinking we give it Drain Punch for recovery. And I'm thinking Spore to put something to sleep.
Spore?
Yes.
I wish Darkrai was allowed on OU.
No, that thing is broken. That thing is absolutely broken.
I love it. Especially with Honchkrow. That's why I always have a Honchkrow. And that's why I only do anything goes. Because I know people are going to try and troll me. I see people with just Darkrai out, and then I'm like hitting them and they're trying to put me to sleep, but Honchkrow is immune to sleep.
Yeah. You know,
Because
I like to run Ninjask in Anything Goes because it gets Bug-type moves, which is super effective against Darkrai, and it outspeeds Darkrai very easily. So,
you just gotta be careful for that sleep. Can't one hit them, you gotta go to sleep.
No, you can one hit it. Believe it or not, a Ninjask can one hit
Legendary?
yeah, some legendaries. Especially Darkrai's not particularly bulky.
No, he's
So
not.
all you gotta do is sub, because he's gonna try and put you to sleep. So you substitute, and then you Swords Dance.
Yep.
And then you hit him with X Scissor.
I love Ninjask, though. It's such a good Pokemon. So what are we
I
putting
wish
on
that were
this
true,
guy?
but he's really not a good Pokemon.
We're
I love
gonna
him.
make
He's my absolute favorite, but he's not a good Pokemon.
What about Breloom? We're gonna make him a physical attacker?
Yeah, max attack, max speed, jolly nature.
Okay, max attack, max speed.
What do you want to nickname this bastard?
Shrooms.
Okay. I usually name my what's it called? My Amoonguss shrooms more than anything else.
Among Us. Oh my god.
Now I will say we do have two kind of big weaknesses. We've got they're not huge. Only 2 Pokemon are weak to each individually, but we've got 2 ground weaknesses. But we also have 3 immunities to ground. And we've got 2 psychic weaknesses, but we've got 1 immunity, 1 resistance. So I think we're okay.
Yeah, I think we're good.
So we've got everything covered. Offensively, I'm not 100% sure we have everything covered, but that's okay. We've got some decent status. And we've got some pretty hard-hitting things even when it comes to neutral hits. So I think this is a good team. So we can try testing it out.